No, I mean Noname is very good.
Oh, yes. Noname's very good too.
So
And very kind of unheard of too. I mean, he made it to
true.
WCS Premier, and then he actually nearly beat MVP, but I think he himself didn't believe he was about to beat him, and kind of then like he threw the game and like he was so far
Yeah,
ahead, and it was like such a shame to see. But he really did put on an impressive performance despite dropping out kind of 0-2 or 2. But he did make it all the way through Challenger, which is something you've got to remember as well. It's really kind of not easy.
absolutely. I mean, it's Challenger League. I mean, all the
I mean, even DeMar
semi-professional
didn't
and
make it that.
professional players want so desperately to qualify into Premier. So that's a really tough competition. That's like saying, if someone disses on Challenger, that's like saying Code A, only noobs play that. You know what I mean?
Like, I
So
mean, even DeMarco didn't even make it into
yeah,
Challenger League for this season. Rhett didn't. I mean, First and Yoda, Patience, they all Koreans failed to make it through
yeah.
Challenger League. Well, actually, they failed to make it into Challenger League as well, like at all. So
Exactly, and
it's a real
not all of them
place.
played from Korea. Like they played
Yeah,
from
Patience
EU.
didn't.
So
So yeah, I mean, I think did Mana fail to get into Challenger as well? I
I think he
think he
did.
might have. So I mean, really high list. Ah, the SEV can't dies, but the drone dies too. So that okay.
Yeah,
An SEV for the drone, which will
it's like
go back down the line.
it's like playing with fire here. Every time you do this, it reminds me of those scenes in the action movies when two cars speed against each other. And like now's the question of like who pulls the driving wheel first. Like who will try to avoid the collision. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's the
I
same
know.
kind of thing, and in this instance, neither one of these guys wanted to just avoid the damage, so they ended up trading even. Um, Pretty standard opening here for Noname as well as for TomikuS. No gas being taken yet, so that just there we go, gas being taken as I say that. So yeah, pretty standard openers. And TomikuS going to be going for 3 queens initially with probably speed and a third
Yeah.
base.
We see Noname do exactly what we saw him do earlier,
Mm.
which is open up with these Reapers, and he then did go into Hellions and Banshees, so we'll keep an eye on this second gas. That's going to be our main telltale sign of if he is going to go Hellion Banshee, or if he's just going to go for a third CC build. So keep an eye on that second gas for Noname. But 2 queens now on the way for Zerg player, 4 lings on the way too. Interesting to see the lings started up so early on compared to the queens, just for Reaper defense, I suppose.
Yeah, you pretty much like when you open as a Zerg and the Terran player opens with a Reaper, you pretty much have to start your queens and lings the first thing your pool finishes, because otherwise they will not be in time to comfortably defend versus Reapers. Because the second one
Yeah.
will be on the way as well, and considering since the low ground expansion has already started for Noname, he doesn't need to keep his second Reaper there. The reason why some players do that, keep the second Reaper at the expansion until it finishes and then join with the first one, is because sometimes Zerg players find ways to sneak a couple of lings in there and just kill this SCV off, and then your expansion is delayed. So, Noname having none of that and just forcing TomikuS to stay at home with all of his lings.
Yeah, these two Reapers just sitting on that edge of the creep are going to try and dive in here, and they should get one worker, but no nice control makes it spoke but still wasted damage for free. The Reapers regen their health, so it's essentially a free 25 mils he delays, and every little helps. So
Yeah, sure, definitely. Now behind this, Noname is going for Cloak Banshees probably, and Hellions as well. As we said before, this looks to be the norm in the current TVZ matchup. Now TomikuS more than likely knows about this tendency of the Terran players recently, so he should be completely fine. And he's not going to be getting an extra fast layer here. He wants a third base first. Now it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up taking it. Probably going to be on the right side. Yes, there it is. And he will need Spore Crawlers, though, to defend versus those Banshees, because the lair will not be up in time by then.
yeah, spore cores need to come down at some point in the near future. Um, and yeah, I mean that third base is already taking damage from the Reapers, and these Hellions are going to come in too. These Lings will not be enough. And, any damage he does here makes it so much harder for TomikuS to hold later on when the Banshees start coming out.
Yep.
Queens can't really extend this far off of creep, I don't think. I mean,
No.
they shouldn't at least, because
No,
they
they
can.
shouldn't.
Yeah, they'll start taking a lot of damage here, and damage now again makes them so easy to just kill off the
Oh, this was a huge mistake by TomikuS because he only had larva for 6 lings. So you know, and then he started making 2 more, and 10 more are about to pop right now. So you know, he tried to buy time with those queens, but that was actually a mistake. He should have maybe cancelled the hatchery.
He's down. He's not paying attention. It goes down, and again, this is huge. Now a Banshee comes in, and these lings. I mean, the split base is dead. There's no way you can hold 16 more lings.
Like I said, he should have probably cancelled the hatchery and tried to get it up at a safer time when the creep would have been extended farther out. Because right now only 1 queen is there as an answer to this Banshee, and that's just quite not enough.
Well,
Second Banshee will be joining any moment here, and he's actually going to lose the queen to the Hellions alone.
Well, no, I think it's fair to say this game's far, like, more than over, in fact,
Yeah.
because he's invested to so many Zerglings as well that he's not made as many drones as he would have liked, and he's continued to take damage here, and Hellions just keep doing this damage to these queens, and it helps the Banshee makes Banshee so easy for them. I can't speak. It makes it so easy for the Banshee to pick them off, and I mean, the Lings still can't prevail. A second Banshee comes in, and just more damage being done. Smoke Pool tries to come over to this third base, but the third base is going to die, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Banshees can even focus down the third base, go around from the backside, and this is exactly what Noname is doing. He's going from the back, snipes the third base, and he's going to be hightailing it out of there. Back home, he's got 2 additional factories already finished. He's producing, or will be producing tanks once those tech labs finish. Third base on the way, and single armory only, so he's not going too gung-ho with the upgrades. But yeah, TomikuS is going to try and go for a Baneling bus here. This is basically his only option, and look at Noname. Perfect reaction, perfect read on the game, trying to finish the wall as soon as possible, going to let the Hellions in, and you know, despite Hellions not having bonus damage versus Banelings, they can still kite them, so...
you know, this is TomikuS' only chance, but it's a good one, because Noname really hasn't made any units. He stopped making Banshees. And, you know, his Banshees are on the other side of the map, so he's not going to be able to do anything about this. Now, he can microwave Hellions, of course, and that's absolutely huge. And with Hellbats as well, it's probably going to be enough, actually, in the end. Yeah. You know, you can see, yeah, he's going to micro as well. Yeah, two Hellions remaining. I mean, he'll take some damage, but it's just not enough to really justify the game.
Yeah, and he can even fight with his SCVs if he needs to. Yeah. I mean, SCVs have a lot of hit points. And without the upgrades on the Lings, this is still going to be worthwhile. TomikuS is only down to 28 drones, and there's the GG from